Oh, hello there! I was just on my new phone. I'm Bear Grylls, and RadicalSoda isn't here today, mostly because he's feeling sad. Very, very sad. Something about this whole YouTube thing has got his feathers ruffled, so he's told me that I can create my own YouTube video, and I could do whatever I like. So I thought, hey, why not make a top 10 of my favorite video games that I like?
Living in the city.
Number 1! Wait a minute! People usually start with 10, don't they? Kind of the whole point, isn't it? Number 10! For my first favorite game of all time, I'm going to have to go with an old classic. This game defined what horror meant to me and was a huge hit across the board, spawning multiple sequels over the course of only a few years. And of course, I'm talking about Five Nights at Sonic's. Five Nights at Sonic's breaks the horror mold by not only incorporating Sonic the Hedgehog into an immersive spooky experience, but also the Italian man, a lizard, and this yellow dog. I personally think this yellow dog is very spooky indeed. Number 9! Number 9 has to go to Sonic Lost World. Wait, no, Sonic World. Boy, that's a bit confusing, isn't it? Now I have a deep appreciation for this game because you can play as Jet the Bird, Vector the Reptile, and Black Sonic. I think he's Sonic's twin or something, but it's all still a mystery. I say all this because these 3 characters were the main protagonists for the Deep Penetrators, a short series about penetrating the ocean deep, which I actually had a hand in voicing one of the characters.
Good work, Vector!
Bite me.
What?
Enlighten me on what our mission is.
I think I did an excellent job in voicing Vector. Number 8! Number 8 on the list is Green Hill Paradise Act 2 Final Mix Super Edition Mega Collection. Rising Lyrics. Lemon Zest? I don't quite understand this. Number 7. When I first saw what RadicalSoda had planned for the Skyrim episode, I thought it looked pretty boring. I used the personal computer to research the game, and I printed out some facts so I wouldn't look silly when the video was being filmed. I got really nervous and accidentally forgot everything when the cameras were rolling though, and I ended up just talking about my great new shirt. Thankfully, that was okay, because RadicalSoda was making some really excellent jokes about hands. They were quite funny. My low expectations were proven to be wrong, because Skyrim seems really quite fun. You can be a chair, and you can find big cabbages, and ride big chickens, and have a werewolf friend. He was a nice one, he was. And I'm not very good at the game yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing what else the game has in store. Come on, Sonic, let's go! Number 6! Number 6 is Sonic Forces. I haven't played much of the game yet, but I think it's very fun. I like how you can run and jump very fast, because it makes for quite the exhilarating experience. I made my own character on here too, called Grylls the Bear. I think he's very handsome. I like to play through levels as Grylls the Bear. It's almost like I have a small part in helping Sonic save the world. Number 5! Now, while Five Nights at Sonic's revolutionized the gaming industry and what it meant to be a horror game, Five Nights at Sonic's 2 was a step up and a step in the right direction. While this game was created as a joke, I personally think it's very scary. RadicalSoda doesn't seem to think so, but it did make him laugh quite a lot, so I'm happy that even though he doesn't get very scared, he can always get some fun just from playing it.
Oh, I know the deal. I got it down. I'm hip. I'm with the times. Oh no! It's Mario!
Five Nights at Sonic's 2 improved on what Five Nights at Sonic's 1 built in a lot of ways. For one, there is now more characters. This little man will make noises and crawl around in the vent, although I don't know why he would do that. He must be very shy. The yellow dog doesn't seem to be doing very well though. He's trying to find a station on the radio, but I don't think he knows how it works. Now this game is also very good because you can wear a Sonic the Hedgehog mask. This is fun because I don't have one in real life, but it's nice to imagine sometimes. Number 4. Tokidoki Literature Club is up next. I had never seen a vision novel before this game, but I'm happy I got to play it alongside RadicalSoda. If I remember correctly, this game is all about being friends with the 4 girls in the club. I think Sally goes on holiday at one point, so she's not in the game for a bit, so that was a bit disappointing, as she was my favorite. But that's okay, because there are more characters too. You have the little pink girl, who I think was called Natalie, and the tall girl called Ingvild. Also the one RadicalSoda liked, called Monica. I can't actually remember too much about the game, funnily enough, but I do remember it had a big impact on me at the time, if I could just remember why. Number 3! I Want to Die! .exe. Phew! That was a close one! I'm not the one for dark humor, so I hope that wasn't too frightening for you all. I Want to Die.exe is another special horror game about Sonic the Hedgehog. There are lots of special secrets, like the spooky red numbers and hidden spots, and lots of scary bits too. The game doesn't even close when you try to exit it. I think that's really spooky. I mean, how do they even do that? The game gives you some resting time in between the scary parts, which I'm fond of. I don't know if I could take full scariness the whole time. Really? They do this by letting you see the funny antics of a floating biscuit cat and a pink blob man. The pink blob man actually comes back in a later scene where he meets his true love, the yellow dog from Five Nights at Sonic's. It's always nice when game developers make crossovers because you can have 2 of your favorite characters from different franchises in the same game. Knuckles even has his own personal computer at one point, but my question is, how does he press the buttons with those gloves? Wow! I think I just made my first funny joke! Well done, me! Well, I mean, I think Knuckles would probably take off his gloves when using the computer, but I still think it was very funny. Number 2! Number 2 has to go to a very good game, that being Sonic Colors, which, just kidding, it's Five Nights at Sonic's 3! Yeah, baby! That was really scary. Now I would like to list some honorable mentions. Sonic Sender. Sonic Sender is all about you, the protagonist, trying to send a letter to your grandmother. Unfortunately, in order to get to the post office, you have to get past Sonic.exe and collect the Chaos Emeralds on the way. Very scary indeed, but not quite scary enough to make it to the top 10. A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is a fun game to play. Sonic.exe, The Assault. Sonic.exe, The Assault is another very spooky Sonic.exe game. It even has voice acting and a Lego Sonic. The reason this game did not make it into the top 10 was because I felt there was some missed potential with Sonic.exe, as he isn't seen very often. I hope you will all understand why it didn't make it onto the list. Number 1! I think at least some of you saw this one coming. It's been a fan favorite ever since its release, and has also spawned a recurring joke, not to mention that it's really, really scary. Of course I'm talking about Son, I Cold! Sonic Cold is a masterpiece in every way, from its multiple stories and characters to its incredible platforming challenges and immersive environments. This game is always a solid 10 out of 10 for me. Every part of this game oozes scariness, from its incredibly well done atmosphere to its very frightening and iconic jump scares. It even goes from 2D to top-down 2D at one point, and the technology needed to do that must be insane. I don't know much about game making, but that's got to be very difficult to do. Another great thing about this game is the challenge. This game is the Dark Souls of Sonic horror games. And I don't even know what Dark Souls is, I just read it somewhere. It has a lot of parts where you'll need to use all of your jumping skills to make it past certain places, and others where your progress is based on whether you can muster up enough courage to keep pressing forward. This game even has a brilliant mechanic where you must press a button in order to be able to see, kind of like turning on a flashlight, but it turns off automatically. It's very hard to explain, but it's also a game-making feat in itself. In fact, this game is so big and meaty that it wasn't even finished when RadicalSoda played it, so it's still in developing. I look forward to seeing what comes next from Sonic Cold. I would download the game myself, but that means I would have to open Internet Explorer and then open Bing and then type in the name of the game, and that's all very confusing. And also, I don't want to get one of those interweb viruses either. And so, that concludes the end of my very first video. Did you enjoy it? I hope you did. And if you don't mind me, I'm going to relax with a glass of my own apple juice. The YouTube people have told me not to use bad words, because otherwise the video won't get shown to as many people. I guess they don't like that sort of humor. Which I don't really get, because my piss is bloody brilliant!